Hello, today I will be showing you 2 exploits that I know for Fortnite Creative. Now before you begin, I recommend in your options that you set anonymous mode on so no one sees your name. Because of the recent updates for creative mode, people are able to see in a kill feed which worlds have been joined by which player. Now the first exploit is Island Bypass. Upon joining a creative session, what you do is pick a world for invading. For example, a box PvP match. Once inside, you place a marker for your reference and head back to the hub. That marker is still going to remain visible. Then you load up a bypass map. This one is by Mass Mods, and it has a legendary AK which was never put in, and the mythic goldfish. You go up to the mecha's driver's seat and spam the interact and start games keys at the same time. Once this is done successfully, you will see your character starting up the mecha at the same time that the match is started. When the match timer counts down from 3, you will be invisible inside the mecha, and you'll need to spam the jump button to get your character to float, or else you'll just sink below the world and need to restart the process. For that to work, your interact key needs to be set differently from the start game button. If you're using the controller, you can use custom button binds to accomplish this.
You want to change this to interact. You change that, and then you change this to reload.
Alas, you're a ghost now. You're bound by this island's rules. Invisible, instant reload, able to fly and phase through builds. As well, you can bypass the island boundaries and traverse the distances to other islands that are loaded in. This is where the marker you placed earlier comes in handy. I can imagine you know what this means. Now, you're not entirely invisible. Astute players will spot your pickaxe or wielded weapon, so if you want to stay unnoticed, you can just hide beneath the floor. Also, anonymous mode does not protect you from getting reported. It only hampers people from pointing fingers. Despite all the possibilities for trolling other players, there are constructive uses. One is observing how a published island works behind the scenes. Another is giving your island the legendary AK goldfish. You can just drop these items off in your island, exit back to hub, then put these items into an item spawner or something. Now the second exploit here is the Killserver. This crashes the entire creative server because all worlds exist concurrently, meaning what happens in one world can affect all others. It's popularized by McStrikes, a French YouTuber who has found several Fortnite exploits before his unjust ban. Be sure to give him a follow. Here I entered a server smasher world by OGS Big Bear, and once inside, you simply press the button on the right. You'll see that your character is unable to move as your game stutters, but as well, other people will suffer lag, and they'll momentarily think their crappy Wi-Fi is going on the fritz again. For this to work, you'll have to stay in this world, as everything merely resets once you leave, back to hub or back to lobby. Here, how it works is that a ton of chests are placed with explosives set to unleash their payload. It's glowing swords, glowing jewels, glowing flags, anything that's glowing, because Fortnite takes a lot of resource toll. These explosives are tied to that one button so that it poses a huge strain on the server. Now, before McStrikes was banned, he was able to make a version called Server Destroyer, which would freeze the entire server by merely loading it in. I've yet to figure out how he was able to do that, but Epic banning him for sharing exploits is like shooting a messenger who delivers bad news. Well, that's it for now. See you next time.